So my first question is about the simplicity. As I can see it, it's like life is really busy and world is huge and we have so many opportunities. We have so many goals to achieve and there's so many opportunities for our children. They can literally do whatever they want to and they can travel wherever they want to. And it's busy, it's good busy. And the question is it good busy? You saying simplify. And my question is why simplify and how to do it?
Yeah, the question of why simplify, how to do it, and when does good busy become bad busy? It's a lot of that has got to do with the question of overwhelm, of children feeling overwhelmed, families feeling overwhelmed. It's almost like too much, too soon, too sexy, too young has become the new normal. And so it's hard to tell when something is too busy, because if you look around your neighborhood, everyone is doing it. Everyone's doing it. Up until recently. Because recently, more and more parents all around the world have this feeling that something is not right. Our children are having to cope with so much more than we ever had to cope with. And at an instinctual level, in our gut, down in our gut, we know that this is not okay. So many of us know this is not okay. In our head, we think, oh, this is maybe just the way it is these days. This is just the modern pace of life. But what gives me a lot of hope is that our instinct, is there a Polish word for instinct? I'm not sure, but there probably is, right. Our instinct will win over our head. Our gut will win over our head every time when it comes to our children, because we want to protect and we want to provide for our children. And more parents are seeing that this busyness, this rush, is actually affecting their children badly. We see it all the time when our coaches, because we have over 1,200 simplicity parenting coaches all around the world. They do just this simple little training and then start to help parents with this feeling of overwhelm. And our coaches tell us this, I personally experience this, is that when a child's life is given more balance and just given times to relax, to breathe, to, in a sense, decompress, just relax from the day, the problems in their behavior, the problems in relationships with brothers and sisters, with teachers, with parents, those issues where a child is not doing so well or is emotionally just that little bit brittle, just a little bit reactive. These children start to become much easier within themselves. The problems start to lessen, relationships with brothers and sisters improve, much less trouble with discipline, with parents, and they become themselves again. And things just become a lot easier. So in one way, and I learned this from a mother, life has to be balanced. And what she taught me years ago, I'll never forget it. She said, for every very busy day we have on the calendar, she would put a S for stimulating, like busy. And she said the next day would have to be a C day. That's for calm. And she would balance her week between calm and busy. And then it worked so well that she then started balancing the day between calm and busy, so that there were busy parts of the day, and that's normal, it's perfectly fine. But then she would give her child a chance just to play, to be. Because for me, and in the Simplicity Parenting book, I talk about this, I'm a great believer in the gift of boredom. I love children being bored. It's, for me, if my children come to me and say, Daddy, there's nothing to do, because I have 2 children, my only response is, oh dear. That's it. Just, you may be bored. It's because out of boredom comes self-creativity. If we can resist giving them the iPad, the phone, the computer, it's fine, but it's someone else's creativity. That's not our child's creativity. It's someone else's, and they've put it on a screen. But if we let our children be bored, they become creative out of themselves. They become innovative. They start solving problems out of themselves. And the world they're going into increasingly will value this. More and more jobs are now part-time, are self-employment, a project, going from project to project. This is the way the world is going. Here in the United States, by 2025, not too long time away, over 50% of all jobs will be self-employed. This is the way the world is going. So to raise a child that has time to be bored, time to then motivate themselves, time to learn about creativity, how to solve problems, this is not going back and wanting children to go back to the olden times. I hear that sometimes. Oh, having a simple life, that's fine, but that's old. It's not. That's actually new. If we prepare our children to be self-creative, motivating, problem solvers, that's the world they're going into. We're actually preparing them for the real world that they will have to navigate.